and what's up YouTube? This video will show you how I lace the front and rear motorcycle wheel of my Yamaha DT175. Before we start, I want to talk about the spokes. As you can see here, they are different lengths. They come with different lengths because the diameter of the hub is different in each side. The brake drum side has the larger diameter, and that side will be receiving the shorter spokes, and vice versa. Look at these two spokes. They are equal length but have different bend angles on the spoke heads. One has an acute angle like a letter J, and the other has an obtuse angle more than 90 degrees. Spokes with the acute angle bend are the outer spokes. They need to have that small angle because they will have to go over the edge of the hub, like so. The spokes with the obtuse angle bend are the inner spokes. The bigger bend angle is needed because it will run through the bottom of the hub. So in total, there are 4 different spokes for the rear wheel of this motorcycle. We need to identify and group them before lacing the wheel. Take note of the differences and where each group of spokes are supposed to go. Now let's look at the spoke holes at the wheel rim. The direction each hole faces alternates from the hole on either side of it. This is so the rim can be pulled evenly in both directions. At the same time, the holes are facing diagonally and in opposite directions at every other holes, as you can see in the arrows I draw on the rim. Now we proceed to lacing. I always start with installing the inner spokes. That will be 9 spokes at each side for this 36-hole hub. For this style hub, the inner spokes are inserted through the outer side of the hub with the 1-hole gap interval. Once I got all the inner spokes installed on both sides, I then place the hub at the center of the rim. Now look at this arrangement, and it is important to get this right. Pay attention to the inner spokes. The opposite spokes of either side of the hub must cross an imaginary line that intersects one of the spoke holes. I demonstrate that line with one of the spokes. If not, then you need to relocate some spokes of either side of the hub. Otherwise, you will not be able to lace the wheel successfully. Now pick one of the spokes and run it to the hole at the rim that it lines up with. We'll attach that with nipple. For the next spoke, it is basically the same thing. Just run it into the hole it lines up with, and the pattern is every 4th hole, or having a 3-hole gap interval. So skip 3 holes and install the spoke, skip another 3 and install till we get all the inner spokes attached. I attach the first spoke of this side, and you can see that it is immediately beside the inner spoke of the other side. We then just follow the pattern to attach the rest of the inner spokes on this side of the hub. So skip 3 holes and install the spoke, skip another 3 and install till we get all the inner spokes attached. Now I will install the outer spokes. Again, these are spokes with the acute angle bend. And take note of the length. The shorter spokes run through the brake drum side. Then I flip the wheel and we are ready to attach the spokes with nipples. After the first spoke is in place, repeat the same pattern, skip 3 holes and install the next one, and so on. We are now left with just the outer spokes of the sprocket side, and attaching them is just straightforward, following the previous pattern. We are done with the rear wheel. Now, take note at how the spokes of the DT rear wheel are arranged. The inner and outer spokes that immediately crosses in the hub are attached 5 holes apart in the rim. When we move on to the front wheel, we'll see that it is slightly different. For the front wheel, I will first install the inner spokes to the hub at the brake drum side. Then, flip the wheel. At this side of the hub, you see a different design of the spoke holes. Both the inner and outer spokes on this side will have to be inserted from the top. So I go ahead and install all 18 spokes at this side and arrange all of the spokes as you can see here. Take note of this arrangement. You have to get this right in order to successfully lace the wheel. From then on, it's basically the same thing. For each group of spokes, just run it into the hole it lines up with and follow the previous pattern. Skip 3 holes and install the spoke. Skip another 3 and install till we get all the spokes attached. Take note of this arrangement, and this is where the front wheel is different from the rear wheel. The inner and outer spokes that immediately crosses in the hub are attached 9 holes apart in the rim. You will also notice that there is always a pair of spokes that are parallel at this side of the hub. Moving on, I installed the outer spokes of the brake drum side, then flip the wheel. From then on, it is just the same pattern as the other side of the hub. And finally, we are done at lacing both the front and rear wheel of the Yamaha DT175. The next step is to hand tight each nipple, ready for wheel alignment and throwing process. And that will be the next video installment of my Yamaha DT175 build. Hope this video helps someone, and thanks for watching.